On Wednesday, Jacksonville State trailed Middle Tennessee State by a score of 23-7 at the half. In the second half alone, the Gamecocks would score 38 points to win the game by a score of 45-30. In this video, we're going to take a look at a few things that helped the Gamecocks score 38 points and go from being down 2 scores to winning by 2 scores themselves. So instead of talking about Jacksonville State's offense, which by the way does play a major part in this comeback, they have to be able to punch the ball in the end zone, and by them playing as fast as they do, it gives them a good chance to come back. I just instead wanted to focus on the defense because in the second half, I think the defense played extremely well. About as perfect as you could expect a defense if you're trying to come back, about as perfect as they could play. They forced 4 turnovers, one of which went for a touchdown near the end, and by doing so, they really set their offense up in good spots to get scores quickly so that a lot of time wasn't wasted in terms of drives down the field. And so we're going to take a look, and starting off, let's take a look here at the first of the turnovers that would occur in the second half. And you can see there's 13 minutes left in the second half. It's still 23-7. But at the snap, what we're going to get basically what's called almost like almost the equivalent of like a zone blitz. You're going to send 5 from one edge, so it's an overload blitz, but you're going to have man coverage underneath. He's going to just drop and sit underneath this receiver right here, man up. We're going to get man here, and instead of it being like a two high safety, one high safety over here, you're going to get what's almost like a one high corner sitting over the top outside the hashes. And at the snap, our 2 safeties are going to go ahead and take man coverage here on the number 2 and number 3 receiver up top. Okay. I think the quarterback from Middle Tennessee State, I think he vacates the pocket a little bit too quick. We're going to run the play. Okay. And you're going to see what's happened. What happens, he's going to roll to his left, and then he's going to throw the ball. I don't think he sees Kokora Tarnu sitting where he is. So he sees his receiver, throws it, thinking that he's got 83 over the top. I don't think it's even that great of a throw. I think it would have still been knocked away. But Kokora is able to come over, intercept the ball, and he returns it to the Blue Raiders' 40-yard line. And it's important to note, once they're on the 40-yard line, after that point, Jacksonville State would go ahead and score a touchdown on that next ensuing drive. Let's go ahead and take a look at the next turnover. All right, so here we are. We're on the next play that leads to a turnover for Jacksonville State. So here we are. The next turnover occurs when Jacksonville State is punting. You can see that there's 6:58 left on the clock in the third quarter. It's still a 23-14 game, folks. So it's a 2-score game. Middle Tennessee State is still leading, and this is where the wheels kind of come off for the Blue Raiders because now, from this point after this kick, the Gamecocks are basically going to score 31 points in the next 22 minutes. It's 4th and 3. We're going to watch this. Okay, so we get the kick, and here's where the mistake is made by the Middle Tennessee State player. So the punt returner right here needs to get away. He cannot get this ball. Notice that we have 3 Gamecock players standing around with a 4th one coming in. Right? At this point, you may be thinking, I need to stop the ball from bouncing. But because the ball is bouncing, it's always a little bit harder. You don't have real control where it's going to bounce. It can bounce and hit you, and then it's live, which it does. And then all of a sudden, because those defenders are on top of you, the guys covering the punt are on top of you, they can knock you. Once that ball has been touched, you are fair game to be blocked. Okay? You're not protected anymore. Okay? And you see that exactly. He gets tackled by basically 3 Gamecocks. The rest jump on the ball, okay, and we get a turnover. It's a fumble recovery. Gamecocks ball at the 26.5-yard line, 27-yard line of the Blue Raiders. And here's something interesting. Is this being recovered by Larry Worth? The name on the back is telling me no. It looks like it was a quarterback, Earl Woods III. There's 2 number 3s on Jacksonville State, and when I looked at the back, it looked like it was the quarterback that did it. Let me know in the comments down below, Gamecock fans, who it was, because I didn't hear who recovered it in the highlights or in the broadcast. Okay? But this is a major mistake. Of course, Jacksonville State would score on this. Now it's 23-21. Let's go right now to the next turnover and what that led to. So here we go. We are now in the 4th quarter, right? And you can see that the score is 31-23. So it's a total flip. Last video clip we looked at, it was 21-14. It's now 31-23. So in addition to the turnovers, Jacksonville State's defense has been getting stops. The offense has been converting those into points. So right now, as it stands, Jacksonville State will win this game. But you can see that Middle Tennessee State is driving. They're on the 19-yard line of the Gamecocks. They're driving in. Here we go. At the snap, we're basically going to get what's the equivalent of a two-man route. He's going to go on an over, okay, and a vertical clear. And that's it. We have like pulling linemen like they're running counter, right? But they're not going to go downfield, okay, get play action fake, right? And he's blocking and wheeling. And the quarterback, I think, again, he leaves the pocket too early. I don't know why he's leaving so early, and I don't think he's supposed to leave the pocket because of the way that the tight end blocks. That's the sniffer right here. This guy right here, the way he's blocking is not how I would block for a boot. I would invite him to beat me inside. If I was a tight end, I'd invite to get beat inside and then seal so that the quarterback can get out. Instead, he's wheeling and putting his back to the quarterback as though he's trying to wash the defensive lineman up the field. So what we're going to instead see here is we're going to run the play, and what's going to happen is the quarterback's just going to start bailing. It's almost as though he was afraid because the nickel had pushed the tight end back a little bit, and maybe that's why. Instead of stepping up, he starts to bail. But it's going to end up being the wrong choice. Really, it's not even a blitz. It's just a straight four-man rush, but they're able to get pressure even with max protect. Quarterback is rolling to his left. It's a lot harder for a right-handed quarterback to do that. He's going to go to throw, and the nickel knocks his arm, and we're going to get an interception by a big man, Mr. Hardy. His name is Chris Hardy. He's a defensive lineman. I looked it up because you always got to look up a big man interception, right? Always, right? And if you don't like big man interceptions, then you don't like football. I'm telling you right now. You got to love it, all right? And he starts just taking off, and he's going to try and score, and you're hoping he does. And unfortunately for him, Curly Young does not get the one guy that can catch him, which is the wide receiver. I think if he gets the wide receiver blocked as he's coming across, I think this is a touchdown. I don't know that the back gets to him. And unfortunately, we get denied a big man touchdown. How dare? I think this is actually a tight end. How dare that tight end and the big man touchdown? Unfair. Okay? But again, look where he's getting tackled. He's getting tackled inside the Blue Raiders' 20-yard line. So again, they're in a great spot. Jacksonville State, of course, would punch this in for a touchdown. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at the last turnover, okay? But you can already see how these three plays have helped set up the offense to get scores. They've had touchdowns come off of all three of these. That's 21 points. And they're keeping Middle Tennessee from scoring in the second half. Let's go ahead and take a look at the last turnover. All right, so here we go. This is going to be the last turnover that Jacksonville State will get in the second half of this game. And you can see right here the time. It's 3:54 left in the fourth quarter. You can notice that Middle Tennessee State doesn't have any more timeouts, and the score is 38-23. So you know that the Blue Raiders have to pass, and realistically, that's what the Gamecocks do. They're just going to rush three, okay, and drop everyone else, all right? And you're basically going to get like man right here, man right here, man right here, drop. He's going to drop. There's a corner out there, right? Right, we're going to get drop out here. And they're just going to kind of sit underneath and kind of be like robbers, watching the back and the quarterback, making sure that the quarterback doesn't scramble, right? Because you don't want the quarterback to scramble for a lot of yards and run out of bounds, okay? And realistically, this is a bad job by Middle Tennessee's offensive line. It's an unfortunate way for this to happen. We're going to get pressure from outside here. This defender up here, he's going to get pressure, going to get the quarterback strip. And then number 41, Curly Young Jr. That's a great name. Can we have that as an all-time NCAA name? Curly Young Jr. is going to pick it up and run for a touchdown now. He's going to get razzed because, hey, could have helped out his other teammate get it. But, it happens. Things like that happen out on the field, and unfortunately was unable to get it himself. I believe that the guy who causes the fumble, by the way, his name is Kamari Stevens. It looks like his number is 80 when I look at the video, okay? But he's going to get the pressure, so let's just run the play. You guys can see right here, okay? Comes our walk down, right? Kind of following, kind of like a zone almost more. Quarterback's going to step up. All of a sudden, here's the hit, fumble, pick up. It's a scoop and score, and it's a touchdown. Now, I saw some people saying that, hey, the this guy, Carly Young Jr., shouldn't have scored a touchdown there. I don't have a problem with it. Like, they're saying that he should have just held on the ball so that they could run out more clock and end the game. And yes, Middle Tennessee State would score a touchdown to make it 45-20, but I'm going to tell you right now, I can't tell a kid who's playing hard all game, played his butt off all game. Hey, you got a fumble, you got a chance to score. Don't score. Don't score, especially in a game where you know you're probably going to win. But that's just me. I know that there's all these kinds of analytics about it, but for me, it's hard, man. Hey, don't score. Now, if you were to say that it was a 1-score game, maybe that they have a chance, but it's a 2-score game, really a 3-score game after this. I think you're going to be okay. If you can't stop them with no time, and that's a problem. But yeah, go score, young man. So there you go, guys. Those are 4 plays in and of themselves that helped Jacksonville State fuel that 38-point second half scoring run. Okay, and again, they were down 16 at the half and they won by 15. Okay, really important to notice the little things that get done and the way that defenses play. Jacksonville State is technically an undersized team. Okay, Coach Rich Rodriguez has mentioned that he feels, hey, we don't have the size just yet, and yet this team is sitting at 5-1, and their defense has played their guts out in many games. And it's come down to the fact that the defense has made plays in their week 0 game against UTEP. It was the defense that basically saved that game. And here you have the defense causing turnovers, getting stops, allowing the offense to go score, setting their offense up in 3 different times inside the opponent's territory, and then scoring their own touchdown as well. And got to say, that is one of the things that led to a 38-point second half and a 2-score comeback to win it by 2 scores. So hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to let me know down below. And then also, more breakdown videos are on the recommended video at the end screen. We'll see you next time.